Yeah, definitely.
Because you do have mules. You're behind in SCVs or harvesters just by a little bit, but you do have 2 mules pumping out units. And he builds a pylon down there, a little sneaky, but that's in range, so your Marines are going to pick that off. And he's got quite a few units. You have that tank out, and siege is not finishing. Oh, your Marauders are caught outside your base. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, definitely. I scanned to see if I can go back in, and sure enough, he comes at me. Here was probably the biggest blunder of the game. I got out of position with my army instead of using the choke to my advantage, and I let him just annihilate the rest of my infantry.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much GG at this point. You only got like 3 units left. So yeah, GG's incoming, but so I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. This is pretty much over. What do you think? What are you gonna do differently next time you play a map with like a wider choke against a 4-gate?
Now, in my defense, on Lost Temple, I feel like I would have held that if it just based on the path
positioning. Yeah, you already had 1 bunker up, and he can't really like get around to the edge of your base and stop you from mining because you couldn't transfer any SCVs to your expo because he could have just walked around there, picked them off, and the range on stalkers is pretty good.
Yeah, on this map though, I definitely should have put that 2nd bunker towards my Vespine geyser. It would have helped tremendously. I knew he was warping units in east of me, and I would have been in just a lot better position to defend against it. But I guess that was probably my biggest mistake with that 2nd bunker, not going there.
Do you think there are any like fights that went like badly for you besides that very last one?
I had a couple misclicks, missed micros, let him kill a couple units. That last one was definitely the game changer. If I had all those Marauders up on my choke, there was no way he could engage my choke without me killing him, because he would have been funneled while I had the concave.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's what Starcraft is just positioning and using chokes to your advantage.
That definitely would have dragged the game out, excuse me, a little bit longer. But he would have had map control. He could have expanded, and he still would have had an advantage, you know, army-wise and macro-wise. But yeah, I think definitely just maybe the positioning of your bunker and maybe, I don't know, falling back a little bit sooner. What about army composition? You think you maybe should have went more Marines, more Marauders? What do you think?
When he started pulling waves of Zealots in, I definitely needed to get more Marines out. Marauders only do so much. You should only have a couple Marauders if he's going Zealot heavy.
Gotcha. Maybe some more bunkers or maybe something like that? You think maybe could have afforded, or what do you think?
I feel like it would have been hard to throw down a 3rd bunker. He probably would have killed it while
while it was building. All right, gotcha.
At least in a location that would have been useful.
Gotcha. Cool stuff. Anything else you want to talk about?
Overall, I feel like this build that I've been working on and doing every time on ladder versus different players, I feel like it's a solid build if you can stop that 4-gate push. And here he didn't crush me at all.
Yeah, there was a long back and forth fight where he kept in warping units, and I mean, whenever it comes down to like really early pressure, it basically turns into a micro game at some point, and just decision makes on fighting, like when you fight, positioning, and it comes into like those force fields. Like whenever you ran in with all those SCVs, he put those 2 really good force fields down and basically negated all of those SCVs.
Yeah, if I held that off, I would have been ahead, and
yeah, for sure.
That's the key in this build. Like stopping that early pressure, you're going to be ahead in the long run, and you'll have a much better advantage at winning.
Yeah, stopping the early pressure is definitely the key point in the map, or in this matchup, and with the strategy where you think, okay, if I can hold this off, I can pull out a victory. And I think you have a really strong build. You know, definitely a little bit of tweaking based on maybe maps or different earlier pressures, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to be a lot more wise on as to where I put my bunker. I tried putting it close to my choke, that first one, just so I don't know. I see a lot of times professional players putting their bunkers so they have to go around the bunker to go up the choke. But then again, your natural, the bottom end of your natural is just so exposed.
Yeah. I think you got a really good, solid strategy here. I really like the addition of that SCV just on patrol the whole game, looking for an expansion, because that gives you so much information to know, okay, is he going to keep the pressure on, or is he going to turn it to macro phase? Because if someone's going to put up an expansion, you can anticipate the pressure is going to be decreasing, and you can, you know, not have to make as much of an army. You can macro also and keep your little bit of macro lead.
That's totally key in this strategy. I mean, off the initial 2 racks, I'm going to be pumping Marine, Marauder, and get my factory up and getting tanks out. Once I see the expansion go down, I mean, I instantly just switch completely to tech mode. I throw up a couple barracks, I'll throw up a starport, and try and get a Banshee out as fast as I can. Because I know he's not going to be coming at me with more units than I already have.
Yeah, unless he's doing something crazy like throwing down an expo and then not saturating it just to play some mind games with you or something.
Yeah.
That's something crazy. But what do you? I had one more question for the strategy. I always see you place your expansion, like you start building it at your expansion. What have you ever thought about maybe like building it in your base and then pushing out once you have it completed and landing it?
Well, the timing with the bunker going up as my expansion goes up helps. And I've thought about it, but I kind of like to see them. I kind of like to have my expansion exposed so that they're tempted to come at me, because I feel like using bunkers wisely will hold off any early push, any 4-gate push. There, of course, I didn't have a bunker in correct position.
So you like actually like baiting them to see your expansion and like tempting them to come get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then super prepare against it.
Yeah, because I feel like I should be able to hold versus those 4-gate pushes.
Gotcha.
With the wisely placed bunkers, I mean, they're wonderful if you have SCVs on them repairing. And on maps like Steps of War or
Small Choke, 1 entrance expos, yeah.
You can definitely use bunkers and hold off 4-gate pushes, and it's going to be tough for them to break. And so they're either going to be forced to expand or forced to play an all-in game, which all you really have to do is outlast the all-in and you win.
Yeah, outlast the all-in and the 1 base play. But yeah, also with the orbital command, the only thing I was thinking about, like, you like to do it where you show the expansion, like maybe trigger them into attacking you. Whereas the other way you could do it, maybe I might prefer this way. It's definitely just a player's choice. But, you know, building the orbital in your base, you know, get the bunker up and use your units, put your units maybe outside your base to stop from scouting and just to leave them in the dark. It just really depends on the player you're playing against, because some people like to play more aggressive. They see an expansion, okay, I'm going to go kill it. Whereas other people, if they don't see anything, they're kind of lost and maybe they'll lose their, you know, game plan. Just really depends on the play style.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah, I really liked seeing this 4-gate pressure actually work against you, and you know, you definitely learn. I think you learn more from games you lose than games you win by far.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm going to be a lot more aware of where to place my bunkers on, especially Metalopolis and other maps too. I'll try and understand where they're going to be warping their units in and trying to go through and break through my bunkers.
All right, cool stuff. Thanks, Lowry. Glad you showed us a little bit of your strategy here and you know, improvements for it, and hopefully maybe some other players out there will give it a shot and maybe it'll become a trend.
Yeah, sweet.
Maybe we'll see a Marine Tank Marauder Expo on GSL. Wouldn't that be the day?
Definitely.
TVP. But yeah, thanks for giving us a little bit of time bringing this out. I hope everybody enjoyed this little bit of analysis for one of Lowry's 1v1 games on North American server. So yeah, if you guys like this, thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe and whatnot. We'll probably bring some more games, some more analysis games. I'm also going to keep doing, you know, cast games of professional matches and whatnot. So just trying to make a bit more diverse type of viewing experience for you people. But I'll see you guys later. Peace out. It ain't done. I want to see you trash talk this guy now.